Hello, Christian over there. Wave at everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, everybody. We are live. Christian, we are live on the Kim Jacobs Show. So, everybody, go grab your virtual seats. Make sure you turn on your microphone because you may have lots of questions for Christian today. Christian, when people come into the studio, they ask questions, and I'll read the questions to you or give you the shout outs. And then guess
Okay.
what? You'll be able to
What?
answer them.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. So Christian Carter is here. You ready? Okay, mommy. All right. Christian Carter and his mom, Miss Shirlita Carter. Hi, Miss Shirlita.
Hey, everybody.
Miss
Hi,
Shirlita is back.
everyone.
So Miss Shirlita was over working with Christian to make sure everything's smooth for him. And then she popped in as well. Listen, we're going to go ahead and jump right into today's show. I'm Kim Jacobs, your host here at the Kim Jacobs Show. And I want to make sure we kick this show off right. So let's get our little theme music. Christian, tell me if you like my music here. Watch. Wait a minute. All right, welcome. You like that, Christian?
Yes.
Guess who's singing that? That's Shayla Faulkner in our church choir that sings on the stage on Sundays.
Shayla who?
Shayla
Shayla who?
Faulkner. You may not know her last name, but she's one of the people that sing in the choir.
I know. I miss her. I miss
I
the
know.
choir.
I miss everybody. I miss you and your mom, your family, everybody in the church.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. And I
so
miss
today,
Jayla.
oh, Jayla, I will make sure she gets to see this episode and let her know that you miss her.
Yeah, please do. And
We all love
Pastor.
Okay, we all love you, Christian. Okay, so we're going to talk today about living blind in America, but this is not a typical situation where a person has embraced being blind and that's life for them. This young man that's here before you today is blind, but he has significant vision. And I can't wait for you to hear his story. His mom, Miss Shirlita Carter, is a mother of four, and one of her children is obviously Mr. Christian Carter. Mr. Christian Carter is a graduate of Clover High School. He is a graduate of Clover High School. And I was able to surprise him and attend his graduation. So it was priceless, guys, to see him scream and holler when I drove to Clover to be a part of his graduation celebration. How did that make you feel, Christian? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the
Hi,
Kim.
everyone.
Miss Shirlita,
Christian,
welcome to
can
the
you
Kim.
hear us?
Yeah. Hello?
Hey, we're here. We're here. Let me go
Oh,
and
oh,
specifically say, welcome, Miss Shirlita Carter, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you very much for inviting me today, First
thank you
Lady
for
Kim.
having me.
I'm so glad to have
Thank
you
you.
both.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show,
Thank you for
First
being
Lady.
on the show. Thank you. Thank you. So, Christian, we want to learn more about you during this hour. So, do you want to tell us about your life? How Where did everything start for you? Take us back to childhood. What was it like growing up as a young man, Christian? Tell us about your life, and I'm going to be quiet.
Uh, I'm not sure where to start. I'm not sure where to start. Um, but I would say from birth till now, well, when I was born in in Alexandria, Virginia, at Alexandria Hospital. I was I was born premature at 23 weeks, and then and then and then I spent 3.5 months in the NICU. And and for those of you who and for those of you who probably don't and and for those of you who are probably not familiar with it, it's the neonatal intensive care unit for premature babies. That's 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 what the NICU is. But anyway, I spent 3.5 months, and and I was sick a lot in the NICU. And then and then and then and then how I became blind. I had retinopathy of prematurity. That's a that's a lack of oxygen thing. And so um I'm not sure how to say I'm not sure how to explain it, but the but the but my retina was detached and bleeding, and that and so that's how I lost my sight.
Okay. Okay. And mom Shirlita, when you obviously as a mother of four, you have this very special young man, a bundle of joy and excited to bring him into the world, but then you obviously realize that he's coming 23 weeks earlier, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how was that for you as a mom? Tell us about your experience.
It was scary. Um, Bishop decided to kick himself out of my womb at 23 weeks, and I was kept in the hospital. They were trying to keep him inside of me because he was trying to come out, and they had to
Right.
give him something for his lungs, and then they had to how would you say, they had to give me a shot to relax my muscles, so I had no movement or nothing. It was scary. Then as him being born, um, seeing him so small, I was scared. No one in my immediate family had child disability. Um, Here I'm faced with a child who's going to be blind and he's a preemie. I'm a single mom. So I was trying to figure out, God, how can I do this? And I had to rely on God for this because me, if I went on my flesh, I wouldn't have done it. There were times thinking about, okay, can I do this? Do I need to. There was there was thought of putting them up for adoption because I feel like
Mhm.
I don't know how I can do it. So I just kept asking God strength, go visit him every day in the hospital. And every day before I even touched him or felt on him, I would say the Lord's Prayer. That was my protection for him when I was not there. I went to the hospital every single day. Would take my two youngest, my daughters, would go to the hospital with me, and we would, go see him and hold him for a few minutes and put him back in the incubator. So during that time, one day I was like, they tell me, don't come every day. And that one day, I didn't come. We had a family event. So I said, okay, I'm not going to go. I'm going to do some me time. When I get home, I have all these voicemails saying, please call the hospital. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, we were calling you because your son almost died. We could do emergency a blood transfusion on him. And I was
Oh,
like, from that day on, never miss a day again. So me just saying the Lord's Prayer and relying on God to give me strength and He'll make a way. God allowed angels to show me the way. They put people in my life for a short period of time to help me guide me in the right way, the right direction. And it was like I couldn't work when he came home because it was the winter time and babies ICU babies, NIC babies, and premature babies are high accessible to the
right,
RSVS,
right, right.
upper respiratory syndrome, which can really kind of it can. it can kill them. Really, it's worse than the how we say coronavirus and everything. So I tried to stay home. I had a caseworker, and she told me that I couldn't keep my son in a bubble. I cannot get benefits. I have to go back and work and put him in a daycare. And so I was like,
Mm.
doctor said home. So I was like, young and family of four and a lot of multitasking around. So I went back to work and put my son into a home provider, and that really backfired. One day she called me and she said she was sick and she had been sick, and I was like, why you didn't tell me? She says, well, it's really I try to, control it, take meds. So long story short, I took Christian to the pediatric doctor just to get him seen and make sure he wasn't sick because he had no symptoms. The scariest part of my life was when the doctor had did his pulse and everything and did his vitals, and she leaves out the room, and then she comes back in the room. She knocks on the door. She comes in the room, and behind her are paramedics. They're rushing my son to the hospital because he had contracted the upper respiratory disease. Um, I put him back in the hospital. So at that point, I knew I couldn't work. I had to stay home with him. God showed me that one time, and people to believe in God. Like I asked him for strength, I asked him for help, I asked him for wisdom. I still don't know to this day how things happened. Couldn't work. Disability was like not disability. Sorry, TANF was not approved. I had no income coming in. I did get some help. Christian was in Social Security also, and that was kind of delayed. So what happened when he came home? I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. I had a car
Wow.
note. I was renting a townhouse. I still had to have food on the table. I had to have my utilities paid. God showed me a point that He's an awesome God. He's a provider.
Mm.
No bills. I wasn't working now. No bills got cut off. My car payment was paid. My car insurance was paid. Food was on the table. Utilities paid. No, nothing was cut off, and that showed me the power of God is awesome. So He continued.
Oh my.
God put people in my life, and as the journey went on, there was help and there was guidance for me, and resources was available. So I just took advantage of all the resources that was available to keep afloat. Um, Christian can say he was born in Fairfax County, Virginia. We lived in Virginia,
Yeah.
Christian wants
Alexandria. I'm
Chris.
sorry.
Oh yeah, he gonna
We lived in
correct you.
Fairfax
Chris,
County. I'm sorry. He
he's
said,
like,
"Get it
say it
right."
right, mom.
So it's been a journey, and it has been a fight um, to make sure he gets services he needs, make sure he's getting, was getting the adequate doctor's care he need.
Okay.
I had to face challenges with doctors because some of them
Mhm.
wanted to go left, and I'm like, nobody go right. I'm the parent. I know what's best.
Right.
So
So you had to advocate
it's
for your child.
yes, I had to advocate. I had to learn how to be an advocate. It was easier when I was in Northern Virginia, being an advocate for them, which basically they kind of like listen to work with you. And in DC, we lived in DC for 4 years. It was pretty much kind of easy because I was under like government disability boards and the mayor's disability board. So it was to the point where they were sending me all around traveling to go to different conventions. And then we moved down here in South Carolina in 2006, and things changed. Um,
Okay.
a
Well,
stigma of sorry, it's a stigma of people feeling if you're blind that you can't do certain things, and I mean
okay.
blind since birth, no vision. I saw
Okay.
your
Well,
face.
that's what I want. I want to hear. I want to hear more from you, Christian, because you're the
Okay.
person. Because Miss Sharlita, that right there brought us up to speed in a tremendous way to know what it's like being a mother, caring for a child that has been living with blindness since birth. I mean, he was born. That's what's happened. That's your journey. And so you've had to do a lot of work, and we commend you as a community of people, the show viewers, anybody watching this broadcast, we salute you today because you did keep Christian and you are allowing him to be shared with the world. So we're honoring you and say thank you, Miss Sharlita. Let me get to Christian. Christian,
Okay.
now
Yes.
you've walked this life. This has been your journey. In addition to your mom deciding that this is my baby boy, he's not going to be in a bubble. I'm going to let him be a part of society and let him flourish and shine. What has it been like for you? You graduated from Clover High School. That was a major accomplishment. Tell us what it's been like for you living in America as a blind young man.
Well, um, well, as you said a second ago, I did graduate from Clover High School in 2019, and I was able to order my cap and gown. Now, 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 when I first got transferred from the South Carolina School for the Blind in Spartanburg to Clover High School, they when I the day the day that I left the School for the Blind, I had a meeting, and they and when and the staff at the South Carolina School for the Blind in Spartanburg, they said that they were gonna label me as, how would you say, intellectually disabled, and they were gonna put me in a multiple disability room. And my mom was like, enter the don't put my son in a multiple disability room. And that was when she transferred me to Clover High School. And and it was and it was and and me getting transferred from one school district to another, it was let me remind you, it was a new experience. I had to learn a building all over again. I had to learn a school building all over again. And but I had but luckily I had a vision teacher slash orientation and mobility instructor at Clover High School, Amy Morrison, and she told me, and and for the past few years I've been at Clover High School before I graduated, she told me not to let people hold my arm. She was like she was like don't let people hold your arm. You need to get around independently with no verbal prompts.
Mm, 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 mm. That's awesome. That is awesome. And I mean, I'm glad because I've witnessed your mom do that. She's like, he doesn't need any help. All he needs is he knows how to. When Pastor and I gave you money for your graduation, I watched you literally fold all of your dollar bills a certain way so you would know which dollar bills were what amount. So what are some, as you've gone on your journey, it seems like you've learned some really creative ways to cope. What are some of the most creative ways that you've learned to cope?
Um, I would say, like 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 a few minutes ago, I was saying that I was supposed to be getting around, that I was told to get around independently. When I was in school, when I was at Clover High School, my teachers were saying that I'm able to verify my locations by reading signs on teachers' classroom doors,
Okay.
because 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 they have braille on them. And and for those of you who don't know, braille Braille is a way that people like me read and write. It has, they have, mm, how do I describe this? They have, it has 6 dots, and each of the dots contain a letter that means a, like, like, that means, that means a word in contracted Braille. Like for example, the letter L by itself is like. The letter
Oh,
Q by itself is quite, and C by itself is can, etc., etc.
that you say et cetera, et cetera. You're so dramatic, Christian, too. My viewers have not even y'all done met your match today with Christian Carter on the Kim Jacobs show. So, Christian, what I'm gonna do is go first of all, I want to make sure I share a statistic. The National Federation for the Blind, it says that 706,400, they were talking from perspective of students, live with some type of visual impairment, blindness, legally blind. And they said 337,700 are girls and 368,700 are boys. I want to just share that statistic, but I want to take a moment, Christian.
And
Go ahead.
and one more thing. When I when I like when I when I when I navigate, when I was in school and when I was navigated from 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 different classrooms and to the cafeteria and stuff, what I usually do, I usually verify my location not by reading, not just not just by reading signs on teachers' classrooms, but but hearing where sound, but how but hearing from where sounds are coming from, like
Yes.
like on the, like when I was going to the cafeteria for my lunch break. I heard I heard I not only heard the cafeteria, but the room, but I also heard music from the room across the cafeteria. And one of my
Mm.
former teachers told me that it was it was Regina Inman's dance studio. And so and so I and so I was telling one of my teachers that I wanted to go in the room and see what it's like because I kept hearing the music. But Miss Inman had to make an appointment for me to do that. So so I walked in the room, and whenever and when everyone was dancing, that's how I got interested in taking dance classes. And shortly after Christmas, sure enough, I signed up for Miss Inman's dance classes, and I've been taking her classes.
Oh,
Hold on, I've been taking Miss Inman's classes for 4 semesters, along with drama, culinary arts, ROTC, and family consumer science, formerly known as home ec.
that's awesome. And Miss Shirlita, I'm going to unmute it. Make sure because right now it's an echo when both of you are not are talking. So that's why. Okay, so Miss Shirlita, you want to say something? You have to unmute your mic.
Yes, I'm still muted.
No, we can hear you. We can hear
Okay,
you.
okay. I was trying to elaborate and go back when you were saying the statistics of the how many blind people exist, boys, men or children, being
Yes.
blind within the United States. Um, One thing as far as like to let people know, there's different levels of blindness. As Christian was blind due to detachment of the retina. He had no sight. He have a light and darkness. You have
Okay.
people who have a low vision rate and they will become blind, but they still can see, but they see like maybe, you know, when something close up to their face or either they can see objects. So the whole thing, the reason I bring it up, because when Christian was in the blind, he was around other blind individuals,
Right.
classmates, in which I found and to understand later on in life is like, okay, just because someone said they're blind, it's like, can they see anything? Or do they have more of an advantage? Because some individuals, they're losing sight or they once had sight when they were younger. So they're kind
Right.
of classified differently. And with
Okay.
Christian, since
That's
he was
good to know.
blind from birth, it was said that he couldn't learn, he couldn't do nothing. Because him being blind from birth, he didn't have the advantage of other individuals that have limited sight ability. But I didn't take that he can't do nothing by a grain of salt. I was like, no, my God said that he was going to provide, was going to make sure Christian. And one of the I prayed on Christian was that, God, if my son has to be blind, let him be able to get around. Let him be able to be almost possible. And at that point, I know my son would be blind, but I stand fast on God's words. And I saw in your chat you said Jeremiah 12. I had a pastor, wife, who gave me that scripture, and for God didn't bring me this far to leave us forsake me. So, or Christian. So
That's
it was
right.
a challenge, and I had to like fight a lot. And advocacy is, it can go left or it can go right. It can go with
That's
some
right.
people, if you have a strong personality, it can become negativity to them because they're feeling like they have a have a college degree. But yes, I do have a college degree. It's with my son, from experiences, life experiences, from the pros and the cons, is how to navigate the system for Christian. And like you said, he's been taught, how to navigate himself. And again, this whole corona for the past five months, it has put him in a situation, a spot where trying to keep him safe. So as you're blind, you use your cane to walk with. You use your hands to see. It's by touch, feel. And with those using their hands, he can actually put his hands in his mouth or his eyes or anything. And I have to keep him safe. But
Wow.
I just wanted to elaborate on, is like there is different level of blindness. And some people are from birth. Some people go blind over the years of their youthful years. Some people are blind as adults. With people had limited sight and had sight before they went blind, it's more opportunities for them because they feel they have experienced life fully. But with a child who's been born blind since birth, it's like he never experienced how life was. He never experienced seeing a tree. He never experienced seeing a what do you call a bird. He haven't experienced seeing the dandelions and the flowers, and be able to identify someone by face. That's really his experience seeing it,
Wow.
but he has experienced it because blind people have senses we don't have. Learned how to adapt in different ways. And I have tried to work with people. Christian said about holding the arm. Don't hold his arm. Sometimes there's prompting you have to give him, but if you take and blindfold yourself as a sighted person and try to get to the next room and really focus in on the your surroundings and focus on for the echoing and the air, it brings that sense into a blind person, which I've tried it and was learned that this how Christian does things. You close my eyes. If it's a task, I'm like, how can I teach him, Lord? Let me close my eyes. Let me do a 1, 2, 3 task, and to teach him how to get from point A to point Z. So
Wow. Okay.
it's been a challenge, but it's been a learning experience. Would I do it if I had to do it all over again? I would. I'll, there are some changes I probably make in my
Praise God.
lifestyle, you know, but it's to the point where it is, and I believe the Christian can do anything if he puts his mind and heart to it. And we haven't given
Yes,
up.
he can.
So we just this nasty coronavirus. It's like the China virus. Somebody may say. When hopefully we can get out this norm. This is not the norm. But if it is the norm, he has to learn how to adapt differently.
Right, right. Okay. So what we're going to do, you finish your point, and then I'm going to go to the studio audience. They're asking a lot of questions, but go ahead and finish your point, Ms. Sherlita, and then we'll go to the studio audience. Christian, they have a lot of questions for you, and I want to make sure you get a chance to answer them. Go ahead, Ms. Sherlita, finish your point.
Basically, that's what it is. It's like Christians, it's his time to shine.
Oh, yeah.
I've covered all the points I wanted to cover. It's like if Christian, don't grab him by the arm. Just say, hey, Christian, go left, right, go 3 o'clock. Oh, the main thing too is helpful people are saying, learn the clock, the 12, 3, 6, 9 o'clock. And that shows them how much to turn, how much to go right, left, or right, or where something presented to them. So don't grab him by his arm, please, because that's hindering him. And
that hinders him.
Yes. Any blind person, as they say, you ask a person who's visually impaired, do you need help?
That's right.
If they say no, then you let them alone. And they may just need direction, left or right. But just the whole feeling like, okay, let me hold your arm and let me guide you. It's not helping you. It's not helping them. So
all right. You give me you dropping, when I say significant knowledge, Ms. Sherlita, it's a blessing because my show is all about balancing different aspects of life and different things that's going on that we navigate through life. And so I'm so excited to have you and Christian on today. I'm going to mute your mic only because there's an echo when I have both of you unmuted. And Christian and Ms. Sherlita, whenever you want to answer the question, Christian, yours will be unmuted automatically. And Ms. Sherlita, just give me a thumbs up if you want to answer that question. Okay, so Christian, here are a lot of comments, questions from the studio audience that's getting ready to be shot out to you. I'll start with Miss Julia Harper. Okay. She's one of our church mothers. Miss Julia Harper, she's a church mother, 83 years old. She's watching today. Do you want to say anything to her?
Hi, Mother Harper. I miss you.
All right. Okay. So Atia Leach says, hi.
Hi, Tia.
Hi, Tia. Good morning, Christian and Kim Jacobs. Hello, Mother Carter. So excited to see you on the show today. That's from Allison Skeet. These are people, Christian, that's typing comments. Miss Nova Earl from our church says, hi, Christian. I'm happy to see you. I was inquiring about you. Glad to see you and your mom. Chantel Patterson says, good morning. Regina says, hey, Christian, you look so grown up. The beard looks very cool, Christian. You got a movie star look going on, Christian.
Who said good morning before Regina?
That was Regina.
That was who?
Who said that about the beard?
Yeah.
Regina.
Who said about the beard? Oh,
her name.
Yeah. She's in our group chat.
Okay, she gave a shout out to you. She said, you look so grown up. You look like you over there getting ready to go to Hollywood.
I wish. We can't go to Hollywood right now.
Well, that's okay, because you could do some virtual roles and stuff. You don't have to be in Hollywood to become a movie star. Not right now. You know that, right?
No. Until the monster goes away.
Okay, Allison says, you're beating the odds from birth. You are here for a purpose, Christian. This is an encouraging show today, Kim Jacobs. Thank you, Allison. Actually, Christian, why don't you tell everybody what your dream is? What do you want to ultimately become?
Can you repeat again, please?
Yes. What is your dream?
Um, I'm not sure because I keep changing it. Because I'm only 22 years old. I graduated from high school, and I was supposed to be doing the vocational rehab in York, but the pandemic pushed it back. And yeah, the pandemic pushed it back and further notice. Same with the I Think program that colleges are doing for people with disabilities.
So you've told me something that would be like a dream come true situation for you. Like, I know you love Praise 100.9 FM, and you told me some things you really want to do. What's that?
I'm sorry?
What is it that you want to be like? You say you want to be like this public figure doing what? On the radio and stuff.
On the radio?
Yes.
But that dream, that may change sometime after college or sometime during college. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's a phase that people my age, it's a phase that people my age go through, especially when you hit like 21 or 25. You always like, I don't know what I want to do.
Right. So if you could do one thing, what would it be? Like, what would be your dream come true type of thing that you would say, this is it for right now at this phase of my life?
I would say guidance counselor.
Guidance counselor. Okay. Okay. All right. So that would help a lot of young people, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you give young people?
I'm not sure at the moment.
Okay. Okay. Let's go back to
kind of like advices that you give me sometimes.
What advice do I give you?
No. I don't mean any. What I meant was well, one advice that you gave me recently was you can do whatever you put your mind to.
That's right. And that's what I believe. I believe that it does not matter what disability you're labeled with, you can achieve any level of greatness that you desire. So whatever you want to become, Christian, if I can help you become that particular thing in life, I'm going to do everything I can to help you because I believe in you.
Okay.
Did
Brianna?
Did what?
Did Brianna shout me out yet?
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna go through the rest of the comments here and see if we got to Brandon. Let's see. Tia says, I remember you were so small. So that's what she was talking about when you were smaller. Nothing like a mother's strength and faith is what Allison said, how you fought for Christian. Miss Shirlita. Chantel said, God bless you. And lots of people said that God is awesome. He's such a provider. And Issa says, hey, Christian. Hey, Mom.
Who?
ISA.
Who said that?
Yeah, let me unmute it for you. Mom, you can say who that is.
Oh, that's Isa.
Isa.
Oh, Isa.
Pronounced Isa.
Friend.
So Isa said, hi, Christian. Hi, Mom. We can hear you.
Hi. Hi, Isa.
Alice, he said, hey, Isa. Allison said, a disability does not mean you're incapable. I know my own blind grandmother and she was very handy capable. Handy capable.
I'm sorry.
She just said that
What'd you say?
her grandmother was blind and did very well in life. Atia said she just laughed at something you said. Oh, and then they laughed at the fact that your mom said into the no, that you're not about to not let my kid be in public school. So that's what the comment that Tia was laughing at. Everybody make sure you're
Oh,
sharing this broadcast with your friends and family. Let's see. Regina said he could go anywhere he wanted in that building. It was 3 floors up and down the stairs. And boy, could he dance.
mm.
He can foxtrot, waltz, merengue, shag, and more. Had a little trouble with the salsa. Christian, you couldn't do the salsa?
I know. Oh, Miss Emmy will tell you that for some reason my feet wanted to do the shag. I was trying to get my feet to do the salsa, but for some reason my feet kept wanting to do the shag.
But you can do everything else pretty well, though, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't tell me that. I would
Yes.
at least dance with you one time, Christian. If I knew you could, because see, I have a dream of being able to do the salsa and stuff, right? Like, and I mean, just envision what I'm saying here in your mind's eye. I want to learn how to salsa, but I don't know how to salsa. But I could probably do some of the other stuff if you taught me.
Oh boy.
One day,
Miss Emma will have to teach you. Miss Emma will have to teach you.
Oh, the teacher would have to teach me. Okay, now you're blowing me off, huh? Okay. Allison said, congratulations on your skills, your classes, and everything that you're taking, Christian. Okay, yeah. Mother Wandra Audrey said, good morning to you. And Cassandra said, amazing. Mother Wandra said hello. And Cassandra said, amazing story, amazing faith. Let me see. I want to make sure you were looking for a specific comment, but I can't. I'm trying to see. You're doing a great job. You're doing
for one in particular.
I know you're looking for someone specific, but her comment isn't on here. So I can't read it to you because that lady need to get on here. She's going to harass you.
They probably didn't do it yet.
That's okay. But the people that are on here are supporting and shouting out to you. So we're not going to worry about who's not on here. We're going to worry about who's here supporting you, right?
I wouldn't worry about it. Regardless. I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay. You're doing a great job, Mom. A lot of people want to support the impairment and not the person. So that's a good comment.
I see there was a Q Vision who said that,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, is it left? You said people want to support the disability and not the person. That is 100%, 110% correct. That's difference, which they should be supporting the person because it's very unique. Everybody who's blind or have a disability, their individual personality, the character, the learning, the mobility, and their inability is differently. And if we can get the how would you say, the educational system or get these advocates to, the Congress, government to understand that, it'll be better off because people need individuals who are visually impaired or also have a disability. They're unique and the way they're molded is different. And some of them need one-on-one. So they put to be able to navigate as
right
as the ability in life. So we face that challenge a lot when people, here's a disability for Christian, but you're not catering to the individual need for him because Christian learns differently. Christian, he sees differently, he hears, his cognitive, his mind is different but we have to give them a chance, and we have to teach them how to bring the skill out in that individual person. And
That's
that was a big problem moving down here in South Carolina. And when it got to the point, we got to, once we got the IEE and we had something to document it, that Christian can learn. But
that's
he
right.
needs more help in this area or that area. That's what kind of, we went through. I threw it, and Christian will tell you, it was like he can do anything. ROTC, they made him the junior ROTC. They nominated him for being the junior ROTC Prince. It's showing he took home economics. He got involved with the dance. This is Christian showed me he's an individual who can thrive, and he wants to thrive even at home.
That's right.
Although
That's right.
He's kind of like halfway quarantined, and we make the best of it. He still has to do things. He has to keep his chores up. He uses that social skill, and he uses his telephone. I didn't tell him he uses telephone as a network to kind of keep his communication, social life up. He did that. He initiated that. So once we get him to get everybody as a person.
That's right.
Not a disability, this world there'll be more opportunities for individuals who have a disability in this world, not just pushed aside, pushed in a room, pushed in an institution. No.
I love it. I love it. As long as you're his mother, and if you could go to Congress and represent all blind individuals, guess what? The world would change in favor of all of the individuals that experience this particular disability. So I'm honored that you're taking that time to educate people. Let's go to this question, and it's a question for you, Christian. So I'm going to mute your mic for a second, Mom. I'd love to hear, Atia said this, I'd love to hear from Christian. What is the hardest thing that you've learned as a blind person, Christian? And how did you feel when you actually learned it? So what was the hardest thing that you learned as a blind person? And how did you feel when you learned it? That question comes from Tia.
I would say how to navigate without problem. And I'm talking about having to how to navigate without someone prompting me verbally how to navigate without somebody prompting me over and over and hold my arm, like my mom was saying.
That's good. Really great answer. And the thing is, this is a perfect example. I'll give you an example, Tia. Like for me and Christian, for example, literally we're a part of a group chat, and all he talks about is being a radio talk show host. That's all this man talks about on this group thing. And now, right now on the air, I asked him what is his dream, and he said guidance counselor. I'm like, what? That ain't what we talked about. So now I guess I'm prompting him. I'm like, no, Christian, say the dream of the radio talk show. So one day you're gonna hear Christian.
That? Who said
me,
that?
This is Kim saying this.
Oh.
You are funny, Christian. The thing is, I want people to walk away today from today's episode knowing what can people do in the world, not just in the United States, but around the world, to show respect and treat all individuals with the disability of blindness with dignity and respect. What advice would you give people?
What were you saying?
What can you tell the rest of the world, if they're not blind, how to respect someone that's blind?
Like I would say when you're teaching them how to navigate, don't hold them, don't like, how would you say, don't constantly hold their arms. Give them directions, or do the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock thing.
That's good. So just giving them, communicate with them. Okay. What else do you want people to know about you, Christian, that maybe you haven't said yet?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Mom, any last things you want people?
Hold up.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait a minute, Mom. Let me let him say. Go ahead, Christian.
Well, I really want to become independent and get my own place. I'm not sure where though. I mean, like, I first wanted to get my own place in DC, but as you can imagine, the houses in DC are really pricey. They cost like, I want to say $200,000. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. Anything that you want, Christian, in life, I can pretty much tell you that God can he can bless you to have a lot of the things that you want, because he doesn't have respecter of person. So if he can do something for somebody else, he can do that for you or greater. Do you believe that?
Yes. I do.
Okay. So, Christian, if this was your show, if this was the Christian Carter Show, hello, welcome to the Christian Carter Show, what would you be saying right now?
Introduction.
What would your introduction be?
I'm not sure how to say it though.
Just say it however it's in your heart.
It's a greeting, like you're saying.
I'm mirroring you. I'm doing what you're doing. I'm sitting back. I'm a studio member.
Oh. Hi, everyone. This is the Christian Carter Show. And in guest, I have Kim Jacobs.
Thank you so much for having me today, Christian. What is your show about?
Oh, she's putting you on the spot, ain't you? Christian,
that's what I'm trying to do. I want people to hear it. I want people to hear your life. What do you talk about, Christian?
Blindness.
Oh, okay. And how does that help me as a person that can see? So if you're a host and you're blind, but you're telling people in the world and they have sight, what makes you different?
That I have senses that people who have sight don't have.
Oh. So do you encourage us to be able to use our other senses more on your show?
Yes.
What kind of senses would you like? Because I walk around all the time and I'm looking around and I see different things. I see the birds, I see the flowers, I see the grass, I see you, I see people everywhere. But what senses do you recommend that I learn to use more?
Touch, hearing, and hands-on. And hands-on.
Okay, and why is that so important? Because a lot of people don't they very hands off. I'm not touchy feely. I don't even like the smell of stuff. Ooh, that stinks. Blah blah blah. So why is that so important, Christian?
That's a hard question.
That's a hard question. That's a hard question, and I don't know how to answer it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm just honored that you've been on the show today, and you are such a blessing to me, and you're a blessing to the entire world. And I just want you to let your light shine in any way you want to let it shine, whether it's through being a guidance counselor, whether it's living on your own individually in your own place, whether it's having your own show, being in Hollywood, having just your friends on the group chat, whatever your goals and dreams are, I pray to God, all of them come true. All of them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there
Thank you
anything else?
very much. I had to come in with it was too much static, but thank you
Okay.
very, very much, First Lady Kim. This is showing him that this is like I want this to be the beginning of a journey enduring. This COVID-19 is not going to keep us back. You just gone through, take precautions and be safe, and just how to make goals. That he can make many goals, and I mean, I really appreciate. And to the viewers and listeners, this was like a how would you say, an overnight that First Lady Kim and Christian got me into. So we would like to do it again and have all the kinks out, and
Oh,
be
this
more,
is perfect. This is a
be
perfect
more,
interview.
yeah, I mean, it's perfect interview. There's some kinks, it was, some kinks, but I feel when you're planning, it's so much cover to stay really on focus and on task and everything. And I know Christian probably have more to share. It's just and being able to keep keep with the keynotes, and like what Christian was saying, we'll be telling another person about how would they be able to use their senses as a blind person is. I would say put a blindfold on and take a walk. It can be around the house. It can be like outside. You don't have white cane, so if a little stick that can touch the ground, you will
That's
be
good.
surprised of the senses and how everything is around you. I took that blindfolded walk, and it was amazing. Things that I never knew that a person can feel, and I passed on it because I took my time. So I wanted
Well,
to know what Christian feels.
that is a beautiful testimony, Miss Sharlita, and I'm actually personally Christian. I'm going to do that. We have about 3 more minutes because we started a few minutes behind today, and I want to make sure we give you the full hour. So we have about 3 more minutes. Christian, as far as first of all, I'm glad to hear that, Miss Sharlita. I'm going to do that. Everybody, if you were inspired today from today's episode, please hashtag Christian Carter, and also and type in the comments, I'm inspired. I just want to be able to let some of those comments close out today's show. I'm inspired, and hashtag Christian Carter. Christian, do you want to briefly tell us what the day in the life of Christian Carter is like for those that may be going back to watch it later today?
Start when you wake up in the morning until you go to bed.
You can just tell us anything you want to tell us about your day.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, it's not that I'm not sure. It's just that we're not doing much right now.
But when you're in the house, what do you do as a blind person and you wake up?
Okay.
You want to waking up.
Well, is there anything?
Sorry.
You want to do that? Say that when you wake up in the morning, and how you watch the shows.
Well,
it's boring. It's boring. Go on, you got it.
Well, it's boring. I mean, like a lot of us have been in the house since March, and it's getting kind of boring.
Very boring.
I know. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. We can't go to a concert. We can't go to church. We can't visit family members from out of town. It's ludicrous, as my nana would say.
So that human touch is important at this point, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
That human touch is important right now, huh?
What human touch mean?
Well, when you said the senses of using our touch and touching and feeling things, we miss that right now during COVID-19.
Yes.
Hugs and kisses and handshaking.
Yeah, we're missing that too. And all of our activities that some of us do regularly, like like go to the movies, visit relatives, going to church, going to concerts, etc. They're restricted, which is kind of easy.
Yeah, I love movies, Christian, and I would go and sit in the theater, but I know that the reason that they're banning that right now is because so many people in close quarters, you know?
I know.
And that wouldn't be cool.
I mean, like,
So,
like it's just that no one knows how long this will last, because a lot of us are really starting to miss going to the movies.
oh yeah. I definitely am missing going to the movies a whole lot. It's my favorite thing to do. And outside of reading books and stuff and hanging with my family.
And I miss going to DC and visiting relatives.
Oh yeah, I miss family and friends and traveling and stuff too. Yes.
Yeah. I do too. I'm hoping.
Christian, go ahead. Huh? Go ahead and talk. You go ahead and talk. Say whatever's on your heart.
I'm hoping that all of this is over soon, because because my mom and I, we're not gonna be going to see Tia or Brittany and any of my other relatives and have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
No, I agree. So nobody wants to do that either, you know?
I know. It's a waste of money.
It is. I think this, you know what? When I say truly enjoyed having you here on the Kim Jacobs Show today, Christian, your personality shines through. You are a joy to the world. And I'm glad that God blessed you to come to this world.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I know one thing that motivates you is money, because I saw how happy you were when you got that money for your graduation. You were folding those dollar bills so fast.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I've been texting people, trying to invite them to my graduation. I texted my sister Brittany, telling her that I was going to be graduating, and I was asking her if she could come if possible. And she reached, and then shortly after I got home, I checked my text message from Brittany saying that she wasn't going to be able to make it, but she congratulated me in advance.
That's because she loves you, and she still wanted to make sure that you knew that she was supporting you even from afar. And of course, obviously, Tia was there, right?
I'm sorry?
Your sister, was that Tia that was there at the graduation?
Yeah. Yeah, Tia was there.
I met her.
Yeah. I was gonna invite Brianna, but I figured she wasn't gonna be able to get a ride to Rock Hill.
Well, Brianna, I'm gonna text Brianna personally after this show and tell her she better go on this Facebook page or YouTube and say some comments to Christian Carter, because you asked about her multiple times.
Okay. I'm her buddy.
You're her buddy. That's why.
She heard about. Huh?
You're her buddy. That's why, right?
Yes.
Her friend.
Yes. How did she know you?
You introduced her to me when you were on some type of a camp. You all were in a camp. Yeah. Right. And you put me on speakerphone. How was that experience?
Huh?
How was that, going to camp with all of those people? It seemed like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Brianna told me that she's missing it this year because of COVID.
Right. Well, Christian, I am telling you, I am so honored that you've been on the show today. So many comments came in. Miss Inman, Miss Regina said, thank you for sharing Christian with us. And she says she's so inspired, and she was one of your teachers, and he taught me today. So you actually taught your teacher today. She says she learned something from you.
Wow.
how to care for others in the world. And that's a blessing. So anytime you get to teach your teacher something, you know you are a superstar.
I know.
And a lot of people said, my mom is on here. She said, hey, Christian Carter. She hashtag Christian Carter. Cassandra said, I'm inspired by Christian Carter. Cecile Clark said, I'm inspired. Your Atia said, I'm inspired.
Whose
I'm his
comment
sister.
was before Cecile?
The
Whose
person
comment
before,
was
it was Cassandra. Cassandra Davis goes to our church.
Oh, I know her.
Yes,
I know
Cassandra
her.
and Elder Selwyn Davis.
Yes, I know them. I miss them.
They miss you too. That's why she said,
You'll have to share this with Pastor later.
I will. It says, well, a lot of different ones just said that Allison said, I'm so inspired, made memories of times with my blind grandmother. And thank you, Christian Carter. So many people are sending shout outs and just saying that they're inspired by you. So you are an inspiration to the world. Do you know that?
Yes.
Well, just go through life knowing that you make a difference in this world, Christian Carter. And we're so glad to get the opportunity to know you today. Eric Sanders said, I am inspired and motivated by this bright young man. He's a pastor in Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Oh. Where's that?
All right. That's in like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. Do you want to say anything else? Yes, that's where Pastor grew up. You know that. So you're a brilliant young man. Anything else you want to say, Christian? Because I'm going to go ahead and get ready to close out the show. Listen, everybody, subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. And it's right on YouTube. So all you got to do is go right to YouTube and click on it and subscribe. And if you have not become a Patreon member, we have a separate program just for our Patreon members. So you can go to Patreon, I'll type it right here, .com, and it's the Kim Jacobs Show. Type that on there and go and sign up as a Patreon member. We have a lot, we're going to be creating a lot of backstage content for the after party. And so I'd love to have you guys be a part of the Kim Jacobs Patreon subscription program. Christian, thank you for coming on today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
You want to say anything? Thank you, Mr. Lita.
Thank you very much for having us. It's been a fun, and we can go. I'm looking for features like doing Christian, the Kim Jacobs Show, to do like a segment of it, a weekly thing, come up. I told Christian it should be Wacky Wednesdays.
Mom, don't embarrass me.
Let me go. But thank you for having us, and thank you for inviting us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Shalita. I appreciate it. Christian, how do you want to end today's show? I want you to end today's show, and I'm going to let everybody go out on that note. How do you want to close out today's show? Because I want you to feel very comfortable, because you are such a special jewel.
Okay. Yeah. Bye, everyone. As Ellen DeGeneres would say, be kind to one another.
Say it one more time.
Bye, everyone. And as Ellen DeGeneres always says, be kind to one another.
Aw. And you know what? That's such a great quote. If we could all just use that theory, be kind to one another, regardless of our differences, regardless of our nationality, regardless of our gender, regardless of our sexual preferences and things that people have going on, be kind to every person. Right, Christian?
Right.
Will you ever come back again and just we could talk about any specific topic you want to just talk about? It's only what you'll want to talk about on that episode. Do you want to do that?
I'll think about it. Sorry.
Christian, y'all, I'm a part of some private groups with Christian, so I already know some of his answers. And this is what he does in the private group chat. I just want you guys to get exposed to it. He's not going to play games and sugarcoat stuff for you. He's going to ask very direct questions, and he is going to keep it real. So he said he's Gingy, I see you're inspired by Christian. And Latia said, laugh out loud. But Christian, do you think everybody can achieve their dreams if they want to? Yes or no?
Yeah. And I'm sure, yeah. Well, they have, now, keep in mind, when we have dreams, like goals that we want to accomplish, there are some obstacles. But I'm pretty sure we'll overcome them. Speaking of overcoming things, I haven't seen that movie Overcomer yet.
OMG, it's good, Christian. So you got to see that. Overcomer is a great movie, and it's worth seeing for sure. Okay, guys, I have to disconnect because we've been past our time. If you want to hear more from Christian, I'm going to see if I can get his mom backstage for the after party for a few minutes, and he'll say some more quick comments. So go over to the Patreon page, become a member. And tomorrow, I'm going to be talking with a young lady that is here in America, but she's an immigrant, and she is African American looking, right? So she's going to be talking about how she has been dealing with being African American in America, but not having the same issues and stuff as an immigrant. She doesn't even know what's the challenge, what's going on here. So tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you, Christian. God bless you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Christian.
God bless you.